Hey guys, I'm back for another video. This time it's the match reaction from the Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham Hotspur game. Well, again, I have to say, not a great performance, not the best. We are still almost stuck in first gear, it feels, but another very valuable 3 points, what we were looking for at the start of the game, exactly what we needed, especially with other teams now starting to pick up their points. You know, Liverpool, Chelsea, you know, all picking up, starting to pick up points. Man United. So you knew that that was going to happen. You were going to have a bit of a stumble for a few teams here and there. So it's important that we don't get ourselves into a situation where we're dropping behind, because there will be, for every team pretty much, a bit of a slump somewhere. So it was important that we picked up those 3 points yesterday. I guess a lot of the comments will be around performance-wise and how we're playing and stuff, but at this stage of the season, it almost feels like it's just important to keep pace with everybody else, not drop too far behind everybody, because it's going to be a strange season this season with the winter break for the World Cup. So we want to make sure that we are getting whatever points we can get, and bear in mind as well, this is an away match, one of two, so we wanted to make sure that we keep that winning mentality going into the game at West Ham on Wednesday. So wasn't shocked at the starting 11, pretty much what we expected. Nothing really to say in that, but obviously the talking point going into the game was more about whether Richarlison or Son should be playing, because Son's been going through a bit of a dodgy patch. I personally felt that this game he did a lot better. He was more involved in the game, more on the pace, had a couple of opportunities, and he's desperately trying to score. And I think that's probably playing against him to a certain extent, you know, trying to get that mental block of a goal off his back so that he can push on from there. But I think he needs to just play his normal game and not be too concerned about it actually going in the back of the net. Because there was a couple of opportunities where yesterday he could have squared the ball or passed the ball and would have been a better result for us. But listen, it wasn't to be. I didn't think he did terrible, and I really don't think that he deserves the pressure that's being put on him, certainly by Tottenham fans all over social media, saying that he needs to be dropped for Richarlison. Richarlison obviously is one of the big talking points of the match. Personally, well, we may as well talk about it, the showboating. I don't think he was particularly looking to do showboating, but when a team is giving you that much space and that much time, and the ball's played against you, you've got the skill to be able to let it run up your leg and take a couple of touches, you're going to do that, right? You know, especially if you're playing towards the end of the game and you're trying to, you know, run the clock down. So when he then plays it off and goes back in for it and gets absolutely hacked down, it plays into Tottenham's hands by running down the clock even further. And for Steve Cooper, whatever his name is, to make the comments that he's made and the furore around social media from people, I find it amazing. It just does show how much of a problem Tottenham are for clubs around the country, because everybody seems to be jumping on the bandwagon and being really triggered by it, and it's quite a strange sensation to see that coming. I mean, we've seen it over the years, you know, with stepovers and God knows what else. I mean, I remember when Ronaldo first started playing the first time he came to Man United, and he was stepovers for stepovers' sake, and you know, no one was up in arms about it. You know, I think it's just a storm in a teacup that needn't be. But you know, listen, it is what it is, and people like Jamie Carragher and all the rest of them can say what they like. It really doesn't faze at all, and I don't expect Richarlison is too bothered either. He's already got his own song for the Tottenham fans who was singing it. I saw a video of it being sung for about 5 minutes straight. So listen, at the end of the day, the player's playing for us, he's playing for Tottenham, and if he can do stuff that helps us win matches, then so be it. More's being said about his bit of showboating and actually the brilliant cross that he put in for Kane to score the header that secured the goal, that put the game out of sight. Although, to be fair, I didn't feel like we were threatened at any point during the game. I don't think Hugo really had to do an awful lot. And again, it felt very, I'll say solid, but it wasn't solid in the sense that nothing was coming through, but it was solid in the fact that it was just getting cleared up. Everything was getting cleared up, and there was no real concern amongst the players. As a fan watching it, I'm sitting there thinking, just get rid of it. You know, why are you fanning about with it at the back like that? But ultimately, the players were able to clear it off. You know, maybe a better team with a better striker might have done more damage to us, but that wasn't to be. And you can only beat who they put in front of you. So there's no concerns from that point of view. And great to see Harry Kane getting another couple of goals. He's 200th and 201st goals. So, you know, really happy to see that. He's now joint third highest goal scorer in the Premier League with something like 200 games less than, you know, it's just an unbelievable stat, and I'm expecting him to overtake Rooney this season. So, you know, it's crazy really when you consider the amount of disrespect he gets as a player from pundits and football fans alike. It's really interesting that people have that agenda against him, all because of this issue of not having a specific trophy. But as I've said previously, Alan Shearer only won one Premier League title. That's it. Didn't win nothing else. So he didn't even get England to a final. So, you know, you can't really measure against the two, can you? Not at this stage. You know, he's still got time to play, Harry, and we'll see where it takes us. And I think Antonio Conte is getting the best out of him. A couple of headed goals now as well. 4 goals, 4 games. You can't really moan at that, can you? So Jed Spence came on late in the game, and which was quite interesting because I wasn't really expecting that, but he did come on late in the game and showed some real drive. The guy looks really fast, you know, watching it on the TV. So things are looking quite bright at the moment, and you can't feel like you should be complaining when you're sort of 10 points out of 4 games is something that we, you know, can only hope for. I guess last season, there is a comparison with last season where Nuno won his first sort of few games and the football wasn't great. I still feel that our football this season is better than it was last season. They were 1-0 wins that we had with very limited opportunities. I think now we're getting more opportunities because we are playing on the break, and I think it's Conte's formation and his plan is to let other teams come at us and have the ball. That's what he's aiming to do, and then hit them on the break. Now, if that's working, which it seems to be, then really you can't complain too much. People talk about the Tottenham way, but for the last 20 years, the Tottenham way has been not winning anything. Now, if this type of performance is going to get us some silverware, then I'm going to accept it, and I don't care what anybody else thinks about that. So, you know, that's up to them. But overall, not a great game, but another 3 points. You know, you can't. I don't think you can complain about that this early in the season. As long as you're keeping pace with everybody else and not falling behind, that's the main aim of the game as it stands. So onwards now to West Ham on Wednesday, which will definitely not be a easy game. It was I was quite happy to see them win this weekend because I didn't want to be the team to get them off and running if they are to beat us or to get any points off us. But fingers crossed that won't be the case. That they are struggling at the moment, but they will raise their game. This is West Ham. It's a London derby. They hate us, so I'm expecting a tough game. And it wouldn't surprise me whether that Richarlison didn't start in that game. With Sonny coming on later on, switching it around the other way. But we'll see. Conte knows what he's planning to do, so we'll go from there. I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Up the Spurs.